Hey everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence. The week begins on Monday, June the 17th, 2024. Big week because we're going to have the full moon in Capricorn. But let's start with Monday. The moon, that always sets the public tone in general, is in Scorpio. That Scorpio can be more introspective, to brooding, to want to be more privacy. Mercury, the planet of information and communications, will be aligning with Venus, that planet of diplomacy and creativity. Mercury and Venus, it's a good day for creative writing, for having a lovely conversation, for doing design work. Even when it comes to negotiations of Mercury, Venus is always helping to find a win-win situation for everybody. Tuesday, the moon continues in all or nothing intense Scorpio, but the moon in early afternoon Pacific time will be in harmony with business responsible Saturn. So that could be a very favorable time, the early afternoon, for business. Or you might just be feeling more secure, more grounded. On Wednesday, the moon continues in Scorpio, but at 9:32 a.m. Pacific time, the moon goes into Sagittarius. These energies could not be more different. Scorpio, it's more this inward, introspective, brooding energies. Moon in Sagittarius, the public is more outgoing, more adventurous, more friendly. After the moon goes into Sagittarius, by early afternoon Pacific time, it's going to be in harmony with Pluto. Pluto that rules the underworld. This can be very favorable for studying, for researching, for having really more profound, deeper conversations. Thursday, the moon continues in Sagittarius, outgoing, playful Sagittarius. The sun, that's been in Gemini for the past 4 weeks, is going into Cancer at 1:51 p.m. Pacific time. When the sun goes into Cancer, it is the summer solstice, the first day of summer in the north, or the first day of winter in the southern latitudes. But all day, without outgoing adventurous moon in Sagittarius, the sun will be squaring or in tension with Neptune. The positive is the sun is putting a spotlight on all things positive of Neptune, which is helping those less fortunate, healing, inspirational energies. But you got to be careful because it's this tension between these two planets. And it might be a day of confusions, misunderstandings, feeling out of focus. And the fact that the sun is going from Gemini to Cancer, there's a lot of swirling, changing energies. So you need to stay grounded. Don't just grab the first thing and thought that comes to mind, because with the sun Neptune, you may be disappointed, you may be confused. On Friday, the moon continues in Sagittarius. Communication Mercury will be in harmony with ambitious Mars. This Mercury-Mars is very favorable for all kinds of negotiations. The moon will leave Sagittarius and go into Capricorn, where Sagittarius is very fiery and outgoing. Capricorn is more conventional, more work-oriented. And the moon goes into Capricorn at 4:09 p.m. Pacific time through the weekend. The full moon will be right after, around 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's the peak of it. But the full moon is a time once a month where whatever has been hidden is being revealed. Sometimes relationships are tested. It can trigger a lot of emotional reactiveness. But when it's in Capricorn, we tend to be more sensible, more practical, using more of our common sense. It keeps us more grounded with all that emotional reactiveness. Saturday, as the moon continues in practical Capricorn, it's going to be in harmony with assertive, ambitious Mars in mid-morning, 10:11 a.m. Pacific time. There's a lot of, you could accomplish a lot with work and your projects, but if you're not working and it's the weekend, you can accomplish a lot of work tasks, maybe just around the home. By noon, just after the moon is supporting that ambitious Mars, but now the moon it's going to be opposite or in confrontation to rational Mercury from about 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific time. The moon is subjective emotional energies, and it's in confrontation or tension with Mercury, the planet that's more rational and logical. So with Mercury, if you're trying to have any kind of communications or meetings with the opposition to the moon, communications may be more difficult. But it's only going to last an hour or two early afternoon Pacific time. Sunday, the moon continues in practical Capricorn. By noon Pacific time, it's going to be in harmony with innovative, liberating Uranus. That noon, 1 p.m. Pacific time could be ideal for shaking up your emotional life, trying new things. It's especially very favorable to getting out of a rut, getting out of a boring routine, or breaking a limiting habit. At 8:15 p.m. Pacific time, the moon leaves Capricorn and goes into Aquarius. Capricorn is very traditional, conventional. When the moon goes into Aquarius, the public is more open to the unconventional, to the alternative, looking more to the future. Capricorn has a tendency to look more towards the past. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, be safe and well.